This is the story of a man who is the father of one of the most famous people on the planet. But inside him was a secret so dark that after learning the truth, Elon Musk cut him off for life. Errol Musk. You've probably heard the name. Engineer, businessman, and once a part of South Africa's high society. But behind that smiling face was a truth the world could never bear to hear. On the surface, everything looked perfect. 3 children, Elon, Kimball, and Tosca. A wealthy life, big houses, luxury cars. But inside, the family was already broken. It all began when Errol's life crossed paths with a woman named Heide Bezuidenhout, a widow whose husband had died in an accident. She had 3 children, Herman, Jana, and Jock. Heide was lonely, and Errol offered her comfort and love. They got married, and everyone thought this was a fresh start. But in reality, that's when the real story began. Months later, Heide began to feel something was terribly wrong at home. Little Jana, just 4 years old, would cry at night, scream, and then suddenly fall silent. One day, she told her aunt, "Please don't tell Mama, but I'm scared when Papa comes near me." She was just a little girl, but the fear in her eyes was enough to shake anyone to their core. The aunt reported it immediately. The case was opened, and the police questioned Errol. The first day, he confessed everything. But within a few weeks, everything was buried. Heide was given a choice. Either take the case to court and face public humiliation, or stay silent and accept money to keep her family safe. She was already broken, so she chose silence. But a child can't forget. For years, Jana lived in quiet agony. She grew up, but inside she was still the same little girl. Terrified, lonely, shattered. Her teachers would say, "She often sits with her hands folded as if she's asking for forgiveness from someone." In 1996, Jana tried to jump off the roof of her house. At the hospital, she said again, "I can't take it anymore. He touches me." The case reopened and was silenced once more. Heide was sent to a mental institution, and Jana, just an 11-year-old child, was admitted to a psychiatric hospital. Nurses wrote in their notes, "She stays curled up in a fetal position. She doesn't eat. She doesn't speak. She only repeats one thing: 'I don't want to go home.'" A few years later, all 3 children, Herman, Jana, and Jock, were sent to an orphanage. Imagine that. A man worth millions whose stepchildren lived in a foster home. No clothes, no toys, only each other. Jana's friends said, "She always slept holding her little brother's hand, as if she was afraid someone might touch her again." For years, they stayed in foster care. And when Jana finally returned home, the world had changed. Errol began telling people, "I saved Jana. I rescued her." But in truth, he trapped her again, this time in another kind of cage. Years later, Errol and Jana, the same girl who was once his stepdaughter, were now in a relationship. She became the mother of his children. They had 2 kids together, Mia and Elliot. The family went silent. No one spoke about it, except one person, Elon Musk. When Elon found out, he cut all ties with his father. He said, "I've distanced myself from the man I once called my father." Errol told the media, "Elon just disagrees with me politically. America's mindset and mine are different." But that wasn't the truth. The real truth was buried in the past. A childhood secret, an innocent soul's suffering. Elon never spoke about it directly, but in one interview, when asked, "What happened with your father?" he quietly said, "He's a human being, but one who is impossible to forgive." They say some wounds heal with time, but some don't bleed. They just live on in the air you breathe. Jana is still alive today, living with her children. But those who have seen her say the same thing. Her face carries a strange mix of shame, fear, and silence. For Elon, this wasn't just a scandal. It was the deepest scar of his life. A man dreaming of taking humanity to Mars couldn't find justice on his own planet. And that's when he decided to walk away from his father forever. No calls, No visits. No memories. Errol said in interviews, Elon is arrogant. He rejected me. But the truth is, Elon didn't reject his father. He rejected the darkness. A man the world calls the father of a genius was hiding a crime the world still struggles to comprehend. And maybe that's why Elon Musk once said, I don't talk about my family, because some truths are too dark for humanity to bear. Some truths don't let you sleep at night. And this is one of those truths. A family that reached for the stars, but could never heal the wounds on their own earth. If this story touched your heart, write in the comments. Some truths can never stay hidden.